Yo, CBC Boxing. Yo, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Yeah. So yesterday I saw that the government, aka well probably Rishi Sunak, he's obviously the Chancellor of the Exchequer and a member of the Conservative Party. Yeah, so the government they announced the 300 million sport winter survival package. Now this cash injection, or well this cash package, is going to be used to protect the future of major spectator sports in England. So I think basically that means is because the fans can't go into the stadium, they're basically putting out this money to help the sports clubs or sports establishments stay afloat. So this is obviously going to cover rugby, horse racing, football, netball, basketball, greyhound racing. Um, and I was thinking, rah, there's no boxing on there. Like that's mad because boxing right now is suffering. There's a lot of talent out there that can't even train. You know what I mean? There's no club to train at because the clubs are shut. And people like Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, Mick Hennessy, David Hay, all the major promoters are going to be looking at themselves and probably scratching their heads thinking, listen, these clubs need to open because they're only going to suffer long term. Because if you've got no boxers that are training now, you might get some that are probably hanging up the gloves thinking, I don't need this. I need to survive out there, man. I got kids. I got bills to pay. I can't afford to just be like training at home. Or they might just be thinking, you know what, it's not even worth it. Let me just do something else. And these could be fighters that have humongous potential in boxing. You know what I mean? Huge potential. And you don't want another situation where boxing's dead. Because I remember, what we in now, 2020, 2010, basically the Klitschko era, boxing was dry, man. I'm not even, especially British boxing. British heavyweight boxing was dry. This is when AJ was obviously in GB, part of the GB boxing setup. So he wasn't really known. He wasn't really well known back then. And I think, obviously, Tyson Fury was coming up. David Price. He was obviously coming up, but he's not the David Price that we know of today, unfortunately. But yeah, man, I was listening to the Investors Chronicles, so it's like a program on investing. They were talking about how obviously I'm going to just use football as an example because it's quite easy to explain. But within the football pyramid, these clubs need financial support because obviously they're not getting the revenue from tickets, and then not only tickets, they're not getting it from the programs, from your teas, your coffees, your burgers, all that stuff. So they need this package, and I'm not just talking about the Premier League, because the Premier League they rely on TV rights and sponsorships. So the Premier League's all right, but it's the Championship, League One, League Two that are the ones that are suffering, man, because they don't really have as much money in TV rights. So they solely rely on fans. This is why this package, I guess, has come in. But yeah, man, it's very, very surprised not to see boxing in there, man, because you're gonna get, things like York Hall shows that boxers, might make their revenue from. What's the other gym in Essex? Brentwood, I think. Brentwood Boxing Sports Centre. I think they hold some boxing events in there as well. No boxers are making any money. You know what I mean? I was thinking when you look at the sports, like when you see that greyhound racing and horse racing on there, you're thinking like this this is a little bit biased, man, because those two type of sports are, they're rich men sports. They're for the wealthy. Only really wealthy people have horse racing, horses basically. You know what I'm saying? And greyhound racing, so it's very wealthy sport. Rugby, the majority of people that play rugby are middle class, upper class. You know what I'm saying? And football, surprisingly, doesn't have that much funding because they're basically saying football makes enough money. Well, the Premier League make enough money. You lot sort it out. So it's a shame to not see box on there, man. And salute to Eddie Hearn. He's written a letter to Nigel Huddleston. I think he's the sports minister for the Conservatives, and he's basically written a letter basically saying, listen, boxing helps to tackle obesity, improves mental health, reduces the threat of knife crime, obviously instills discipline, because he's telling the truth, man. A lot of people have changed their life through boxing, you know what I'm saying? bare people have changed their life through boxing. You know, I vividly remember Frank Bruno interview. He was saying how, you know, he wanted to try different sports. He was obviously a big guy. He wasn't very academic. You know, started boxing, turned his life around. We obviously all know the AJ situation. I think he spent time in a cell. O'Hara Davis. I'm just thinking about boxers. O'Hara Davis. You know, he had to go court or something. He almost got done for attempted murder. He changed his life around. That's just one of many people that change their stories. Situation. So it's a shame, man, because boxing really does help people. And yeah, salute to Eddie Hearn, man, because I'm sure he's aware of this. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's asked, like, you lot need to support us, because Eddie can't really support the whole boxing because he's losing money from putting on all these shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're losing money. Not that many people really pay for Sky box office. You know what I'm saying? It's only really boxing fans that know about boxing that would pay for like a Dylan White Povetkin. Would your average Joe pay for that? It's a little bit hard. I'm not sure. But for Anthony Joshua, because obviously he's a superstar, he's easy to sell. Yeah, you can get away with it. But the fight is a little bit lower down the ranks. It's gonna be very, very tough. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just something I thought I'd come and address anyway. It's just a shame that the government haven't put stuff into boxing. So yeah, man, if you like boxing, I started boxing back at my gym, my local gym, man, just to, I guess, help and support where I can, innit? But yeah, man, CBC, I'm out.